you guys, I'm Seyka, for goodness sakes. My awesome husband Brian's behind the camera.
Hello.
We are so excited to be here on Lunch Break Live. We are cooking some amazing goodness for you today. So I actually went a little crazy.
We have someone on.
Woohoo! We did it! Well, welcome, my friends. We went a little crazy and we are making 3 fun different recipes. So I'm going to be doing sushi rolls for the adults, and then a really fun, kid-friendly, it's almost like crafts, but you get to actually make food out of it too. That's gonna be super fun. We have a Thai-inspired peanut cabbage wrap, and then a really yummy dessert. So we're going to be using some of the tips and tricks we learned from our 21-country vegan voyage, where we were able to take cooking classes and speak with some of the top chefs, and we've learned some really incredible vegan tricks. So let's get started. Let me show you kind of some of our final stuff. This has been now sitting for a minute, so forgive me, but this is a really fun kid craft sort of lunch that we can do. I'll show you how to frame this, and you can get it really colorful and goofy looking, but still delicious. We've got sushi rolls being created. I also have this cabbage Thai peanut wrap.
Beautiful.
It's yummy, right? And then some mango sticky rice. I wanted something sweet, and it is going to be so yummy. So that's kind of what we're creating. Now, getting ready for our food today, I prepped some stuff last night. So let me tell you what I did. First, I made some sushi rice. So this sushi rice, I just got some organic, gluten-free brown rice, and I cooked it. A lot of recipes will tell you to get glutinous rice. It's a little bit more sticky, it sticks together, but I work to be low histamine. It helps my body be healthy, and so low histamine includes gluten-free. So this is a gluten-free rice. I just cooked 4 cups of brown rice, split it into 2 halves. Half of it's for our dessert and half of it's for our dinner. So for the rice, the sushi rice portion, I added about a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener, which is a sugar-free, calorie-free, healthy sugar alternative. It does come straight from the monk fruit, so it is a natural source of sweetness. I added about a tablespoon of that to 2 cups of rice, and I added some vinegar. Now, most recipes for sushi will call for an organic seasoned rice vinegar. That's really yummy. I'm a huge fan of apple cider vinegar, and so I opted to use some apple cider vinegar for our rice, but these are going to be 2 of the best options for you to use.
Paige is on, is excited about sushi.
Woohoo! I'm so glad. Wait till you see how decadent this is about to get. Another thing I pre-prepped were some onions. So I chopped some white onion and I fried that in a garlic olive oil, nice crispy crunchy. And last but never least, tofu. I sliced these tofu nice and thin. The bottom one here is marinated in a very simple, very, very teriyaki, which has ginger and sweetness and tang in it. And then the top one is just going to be garlic powder and liquid aminos. That's right, my friends. This is a really healthful soy seasoning. It's kind of like a soy sauce, and it is what we'll be using as soy sauce for this next dish. So I'm going to grab some of this tofu on a plate so I can have it ready for us when we make some sushi rolls. You gotta make those sushi rolls, you know. All right. So got this tofu ready. I'm gonna come on over to my area where I'm going to start putting together this sushi roll. All right. So a key trick that you'll want to have is a bowl of water next to the station where you're creating your sushi rolls. That is going to help you keep your fingers clean, which is key while you're doing this because you're working with nori, which is an organic seaweed. It's very delicate, and it can get really sticky. When you feel it, one side is a bit smoother than the other. You want the rough side up. So let's get started. I'm going to dip my fingers in water, get some of this rice, and start to pile it onto the nori. What's really fun about this dish is that you can create it to be, you can have anything in it that you want. So some of the fun things that I like to do, tofu like we discussed already, lots of fruits are really good in your sushi, so mango's delicious, apple's really good, pineapple can be a really delicious one. Lots of vegetables. Today I'm going to be doing avocado and carrot, cucumber, bell pepper, those onions I told you about earlier, fresh ginger, some sliced apple, and what you can do for your family when you're creating this, or your friends, or whoever you're at home with, you can pick their favorite foods and try to fit that in there. I know a common one that I see at sushi restaurants a lot is actually putting beyond ground beef or sausages. That's not my style, but hey, if that sounds good to you, get it, you know? So I've got this nice and pressed down onto the nori, and now it's time to layer in some of these goodies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cucumber. My sweet husband already pre-sliced it, but if he hadn't, what I'd be doing is I'd be slicing it into thin pieces like this. The seeds are going to be too mushy to use, and then I'm just going to drag my sharp knife along and get really thin cuts of cucumber. So take these bad boys and layer them in. I like to let a little bit peek out of the side here so that you can see it once the roll is completed.
Paige wants to know how you cook that tofu.
How I cook that tofu, great question. Super simple. So I just took it out of the tofu box. It is a firm tofu. I oiled the foil that I was putting it on, and then I laid the tofu on the baking sheet and put the marinade on top of the tofu and baked it at 450 until it looked a little brown and nice and baked. Trying to go for that texture a bit, you know? So I've layered here now bell pepper, carrot, cucumber. I'm going to layer some of this teriyaki tofu. You guys, are you drooling? Is it just me? Yum. I'm a huge tofu fan. A lot of people aren't at first, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes a little while to grow on you, and I'm all about that. Let it grow on you, you know? All right, so we've got our sushi roll right here. You can see I left a little bit of the nori without rice on it, and that's going to help us really get all of that goodness wrapped in there tight. Now, this is the moment of truth, is actually rolling the sushi roll. Are we going to make it successfully this time, you guys? I don't know.
It's looking good.
It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay. Now as we get to the end, I'm going to put a little bit of water here on the nori to help it stick. Oh, baby.
Success.
Success. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to layer a little bit of this avo. I'm going to use my hands, but we're the only ones eating it, and they're clean hands. So this is what you got to do. I'm going to layer this avo onto the sushi roll. Let me see the sushi roll. Okay. A little bit more, and then I'm going to top it with some fried onion. Another great topping is fried garlic. I actually did prep some of that, but then I burnt it. So
Oops.
Just onion, but that's okay. We got garlic and all this other good stuff. Rinse my fingers here. I'm gonna put a little bit of this onion that we talked about on top. Gives a really pretty contrast of color and a lot of that zest. This onion that I pre-prepped, I can't remember if I said this already. It's some chopped white onion, and I just fried it on high, for until it got this nice crispy brown color. Ooh, yum!
That was what Paige was just gonna ask. Is how did you fry it yourself and how?
Yes, I fried it myself. It's super simple. I just chopped it up and put it in a pan with a lot of garlic olive oil. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. Make it nice and crispy. Now, let's talk sauce. All right, it's sauce time. So I've got these 2 rolls over here. I've got a 3rd roll sitting over there waiting for us. I want to talk to you guys about some sauces that we're going to be using. So I have this sweet Thai sauce. This is chili, ginger, and pretty natural ingredients. It definitely has sugar in it. It's got vinegar. It's organic. This teriyaki sauce we already talked about. I'm going to be prepping a little bit of wasabi. And
My Aunt San is on.
oh, hey, how are you? So glad you're joining us. I'm going to be prepping a spicy mayonnaise. So I have chopped garlic in this already, and chopped garlic is already fairly spicy. I'm going to take a big scoop or 2 of mayonnaise. This is a vegan mayonnaise by Best Foods. My favorite mayonnaise is actually going to be Just, but I haven't been able to find it lately, so that's what we're working with. But this one's really good too.
Betty Ann wants to know where you got the sauces.
The sauces, oh my goodness. So I got this one. I got this very, very teriyaki from Natural Grocers. This also is sold at Natural Grocers, but you can also find it on Amazon. These are all in my blog. I actually link to most of the sauces. Then I have a sriracha sauce here that I'm going to mix that up. So this spicy mayonnaise, all it is sriracha, garlic, and mayonnaise. And the real truth is, yes, the sriracha adds flavor, but babes, I'm going for the color. I'm going for the color if I'm really telling the truth. I want something that's going to be a nice drizzle on my sushi rolls to really add a different sort of pizzazz here, okay? So this is going to be our spicy one, and I'm just going to give a really gentle drizzle. If we wanted to make it really drizzly and do like a zigzag pattern, I would add just a smidge of that apple cider vinegar so that it could really drizzle. But this is going for that. Oh yeah, you guys, it tastes so good. I'm sneaking little tastes in here.
The comments, everyone's helping everyone find mayo and soyaki. So
Awesome.
Got that going.
That's so fun.
Betty Ann says you can get Just at Walmart online.
Oh, hey, Betty Ann. That is so cool. Very, very cool. So you got a lot of different colors going on here. That's what I'm hoping for. Now I've got a little bit of hot water. I got this water nice and hot. I'm going to put that in a dish and mix up my own wasabi. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't use wasabi that frequently. But by mixing my own, I can have an organic wasabi that's ready all the time. So I'm not just keeping it in my fridge all the time. So I mix a little bit more than that in, and then I'm just going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, and it'll thicken on its own. But this wasabi is really simple. I got this on Amazon, and all you do, like the only ingredients in here is horseradish, mustard, and wasabi. And this is, you just mix a teaspoon with some hot water and let it sit. And then once that has thickened a little bit, I'll add a little bit of liquid amino. And then we've just got this healthy,
Paige wants another close-up.
scrumptious sauce. Here we go. I want to show you guys the middle of that roll.
that for an action shot.
There we go. That's what we're working with, my friends. On this side, I'm going to drizzle on this one a little bit of this Thai sweet chili sauce. Yum. All right, I'm going to get these bad boys out of the way, these beautiful rolls. I'm going to show you the next dish, really easy and fun. So I'm going to set these over here. And next up, I'm going to take this mold I have. I actually got this mold to make my sweet husband heart-shaped pancakes, and it is a pan, and it's everything I ever could have wanted. It's amazing. I love this thing. So now it's actually useful on for more than one reason. Come on over here so I can show you how I build this, because the bottom is actually going to be the part that you see. So, come on. So, you can design this however you want. I am not a designer, my friend, so I don't really know how to make beautiful things, but
isn't what goes on the bottom what ends up on the top?
Exactly. So this is what you're building right here, is you're actually going to be showing what you're going to see once this thing is ready. So I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to layer these foods here. I'm adding pretty colors. This is a really fun part to do with your kids. Have them kind of design what this is going to look like. Now I'm going to dip my fingers in the water, grab this sushi rice I made the other day, and I'm just filling it in. So as it sticks to your fingers, try to wipe it off. And you could do this with any sort of shape. So if you have, you could even set like a cookie cutter in a Tupperware. If you have like a heart-shaped cookie cutter, you don't have a heart-shaped pan, or you have a star shape or a rocket shape, any shape is what I'm getting at. Any shape will work.
Remind us what's in the rice.
Yes, in this rice, this is brown rice, gluten-free, cooked yesterday, and then I added a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener and about a 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar.
And Rebecca's on and says hi.
Oh, great. Hi, Rebecca. Awesome. Oh, that Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, babe. How are you doing? Cooking some sushi, kid-friendly molds that are really, really fun. So let me see if I can just pull this bad boy out. Brian and I were really lucky to get to do this fun treat while we were in Japan.
Is sushi rice different than regular rice?
Yes, for a couple of different reasons. So let me show you. I'm putting this plate on top of the mold, and then I'm going to flip it. And there you go. You've got all the different colors that you placed in the bottom, and they're showing through the top. So people who make more beautiful designs, take a picture, send it to me, and, then it'll be prettier. That's what we're going for. I'm going to take some sauce here. I'm going to take a little bit of the teriyaki sauce, drizzle that on top. Oh my gosh, that's so great. So most most recipes will tell you to get a glutinous rice. It's going to help it stick together more, and it's going to have a bit of a creamier flavor. I avoid gluten, so I don't do things gluten-free. I'm sorry, I only do gluten-free, so I did not get a glutinous rice. Now, sushi rice means that you've added in these other things. You've added some sugar and you've added some vinegar to both give it the right flavor and have it stick together while you're making these sushi rolls. Second to last, we're going to put together one of these beautiful cabbage rolls. So, man, this cabbage is just so beautiful. It was hard to skip. I have a little piece of twine in case you wanted to take these as a gift, or you want to take them out on a picnic. You just make them really cute. I'm going to layer in some of my goodies. So this dressing that I have, which this is an Asian style spicy peanut vinaigrette. I get this from Trader Joe's. I'm a huge fan, and it's really good when you add something sweet to it. So I will often do this recipe with oranges, but today we're using apples. So I've got apples, cucumber. I'm just using a lot of the same ingredients that I just had for those rolls, and I'm piling them in to this. Now, once I see how it's going to sit, I'm going to take a little bit of this spicy Thai.
Paige wants to make sure we take pictures too.
Oh yeah, Paige. Good looking out, sister. Okay, now I'm going to wrap this twine all around. Tie a cute little bow. This is clean and food safe twine. And then I'm going to take some of these peanuts, sprinkle those, and there we go. And this is one of my favorite cutting boards. I'm obsessed with cutting boards. It's like always a good gift option for me. And this one is clearly in the shape of California, and it says where it all began, Los Angeles, Brian and Seyka. Oh, so sweet. So that's how you make a beautiful little Thai cabbage wrap. Last of all, we have this incredible dessert. I learned about Thai mango sticky rice dessert when I was in college, and one of my professors brought it to me when we were having like a honor psychology group, and I was like, this is marvelous. Why, how have I never had this before? And I looked up the ingredients, and they're like, delicious, but maybe not so great for you. So this is a healthier option. Like I said, I took that brown rice that I made yesterday. I mixed it in with 2 cans of coconut cream. And this is going to be organic coconut cream. Again, we want to make sure that the ingredients, it's just coconut. This says organic coconut and water. That should be all. A lot of cans of coconut that you'll look to get will have a lot of preservatives and ingredients that you can't pronounce and don't know what they are. I don't recommend getting those. Coconut is so good for us. Just let it do its thing, So I take some of that. Again, I used about a 1/3 cup of monk fruit. I mixed that in, and I think next time what I'll try is I will not use any sweetener, and I'll only use some pureed mango, because that really upped the level of flavor. And I just take some mango, pureed it in a blender or in a food processor, and mix that in. We'll take some of this, I let that sit for a day so it could all absorb flavors together, and serve it in a dish like this. So we've got flavors galore. We have so many different types of vegan ingredients here. Now that our powdered wasabi is ready, I'm going to add a little bit of this liquid aminos. Now we have a spicy wasabi soy sauce look-alike. And that is how we make healthy, delicious, plant-based foods. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this super fun lunch break live. We just love having you in our kitchen with us and playing around with these fun creations. You can connect with us on the blog, where I have tons of other vegan recipes. You can connect with us at www.forgoodnesssakes.com/blog, on Instagram at For Goodness Seyks, and of course, back here on Lunch Break Live the next time we're here. See you guys later.